What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Hoopers Lounge podcast with myself, Alex, and my co-host Max. Um, Today we are doing our 2023-24 NBA All-Star Game predictions. Predicting the rosters of the Western and Eastern conferences, and this was surprisingly difficult. Especially in the West where there was loaded with potential guard talent, leaving a couple of those star players out. It was a little bit of a hit to the soul, but I mean, this was definitely not an easy activity. With that being said, we'll get right into it. Max, let's hear your Eastern Conference starters.
Okay, so before I get into my starters, I just want to give the format of how we pick players and how you leave them off. So in the starting five, you need two backcourt, three front court. On the bench, you need two backcourt, three front court, and two wild cards. So before you tell us that we left so and so out, we had to go by position to some degree. All
Mm-hmm.
right, for my Eastern Conference
A
starters,
disclaimer.
Trey Young, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid.
You have Jimmy Butler as a guard.
Yeah, he's a shooting guard.
Nah, you might be stretching the definition of shooting guard a little bit there.
I'm putting him as shooting guard. I don't care. He's the shooting guard. He played shooting guard all his career in Chicago. Basically,
I,
in Miami, he's shooting guard.
no, Miami. They had Gabe Vincent and Tyler Hero. He was small. And when it wasn't Tyler, they have Duncan Robinson. He's been small forward his entire career in Miami and in
No,
Minnesota and in Philly. I don't. I think Butler's a forward.
I think he's a guard.
You're, I
But
think. I
I
think
put him
you're.
in.
I think you're also forgetting about a star guard that I think is just straight up. That's going to be more deserving than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is known for not having the best statistics in the regular season. Because of that, especially with the starters as a popularity vote, I don't think Butler's going to
Okay.
like do enough impressive things during the regular season to be a starter.
His nickname is
Without Jimmy
literally
Butler, it's
his
different.
nickname is literally Himmy Buckets, so he's getting in the All Star game, and he's probably a
He's Himmy.
starter.
He's Himmy Buck. Yes, he's Himmy buckets in the playoffs. The regular season, he's just kind of
Okay.
20 points a game.
Whatever.
Butler.
Okay, on my bench, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brown, Bam Adebayo, Mikal Bridges, Dame, and Kristaps Porzingis. Little
Ooh, that Porzingis.
little
That Porzingis pick's
abstract.
good.
Yeah, a little abstract at the end there with Dame and Porzingis as my wild card picks, but I like Porzingis on the Celtics a lot. I feel like he really could go back to his All Star form if he is used the right way. And Dame
So
is
you have three Boston Celtics.
yes, I do.
You have the big three of Boston on.
All making the All Star game, yeah.
All right.
The two honorable mentions are your Bucks duo of Middleton and Holiday. I don't know if they're gonna play enough games to get in there. Really, it was Middleton. I was between Middleton and Porzingis for the last spot, but I gave it to Porzingis to spice things up, change it
Mm.
up a little bit. Um,
Yeah, we haven't seen Porzingis has made I think one or two All Star games. We haven't seen him in the games in a while. We haven't seen him perform like a star, but with this new Celtics team and him being in all the defense's attention being focused on Tatum and Brown, yeah, I can definitely see it.
yeah. The other guy that I left off that made the All Star game last year was Tyrese Halliburton, but I gave that spot to
I cannot
Dame.
believe you left him
I
off.
gave the spot
I
to
cannot
Dame
believe
because
you left him
yeah,
off.
yeah. If Dame gets traded to the Eastern Conference, he's definitely going to make it over Tyrese Halliburton. So I'm more predicting what's going to
All
happen
right.
than what I think is going to happen. But yeah, that's my list. Is that the guy who you thought I should have put in the starting lineup?
That is, yeah. I spoiler alert, I do have Halliburton in my starting lineup.
Wow. Okay.
Well, first of all, I see Jimmy Butler as a forward, so I didn't think of him for a
Okay.
guard spot.
Okay.
Second of all, I still think Halliburton would get over Jimmy Butler just because of it's a regular season award, making an All Star game, and it's fan based. The starting lineup is 50% fan based.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like Jimmy
Halliburton playing for
Butler
a
has
smaller
more
market in
fans.
Indiana might affect him. Yeah, Halliburton playing for a smaller market in Indiana might affect him more, but Butler's stats don't jump out of the screen in the regular season typically. I don't think he made the All Star game last year. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't
Who?
think he made it.
Tyrese?
Jimmy Butler.
Oh
No,
no,
No, Tyrese
no.
made it. I don't think Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler
Butler didn't
did.
make the All Star game last year. No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The regular season is kind of a coast through for him, and he becomes Himmy buckets in the playoffs. He transforms, he evolves. But
I'm not worried.
I mean, regular season Jimmy Butler is. I don't think he's All Star starter level.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I
That,
disagree, but
that
let's
being
hear your
said,
list. Yeah, let's hear your list.
let's get into my Eastern Conference. For my starters in the backcourt, I have Tyrese Halliburton and Trae Young. My front court, I feel like it's obvious if you don't have these three players, just wrong. It's Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid.
Yeah.
You can't make a case for any other front court player in the East over them. Um, my two bench guard spots, I have Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brown. Um,
You have Jalen Brown as a
my
guard.
two front courts, I did list them as a guard. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I listed him as a forward, but okay, that'll make up for my Jimmy Butler pick then. So,
Yeah, agree to disagree.
okay, that's fine.
All right. In the front court, I have Mikal Bridges, Jimmy Butler, and Paulo Banchero.
Yeah,
I
Pal. I thought about Paolo. I thought about him.
Paulo's my sleeper pick. I think Banchero is going to have a great season. I was pretty high on the Magic. If you guys watched our Eastern Conference preview, I had the Magic as a playoff team, and for that to happen, Banchero is going to take a star leap, and I think he's going to. And then my two wild cards, I put Dame here for one because he's not even in the East yet, so I don't feel like it's right putting him as a starter or reserve.
Yeah.
But if he does end up getting traded to the Heat, I mean, he could very well be a starter. I wouldn't be surprised. But for now, I'm keeping him a wild card. My second one, I have Drew Holiday. I think he's the second best player on the Bucks. I think
Wow.
he's one of the best two-way players in the league, and his value on defense is it can lock down any team's perimeter threat on any given day, and that value is extraordinary, especially on a
I
Bucks team that is usually prioritizes defense.
yeah.
That two-wayness of Drew Holiday is incredible.
I understand that
And
because I view that the Warriors' second best player is Draymond Green, even though a lot of people would disagree with that. So, yeah, I understand that.
yeah, the versatility is it's
Yeah.
super valuable,
Uh huh.
and you don't realize how valuable it is until you're missing him, and your defense is getting up 120 points a game, and you're like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
But Drew Holiday, he was also realistically, he was our first option when we were going cold streaks in the playoffs. Because for all of Giannis's strengths, the one thing he seems to struggle with is being guarded by Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is Giannis's exact kryptonite. He cannot succeed against Bam no matter. And in the first round against the Heat, when our offense went into lulls, we were giving the ball to Holiday. I mean, we were giving it to him over Middleton. I think he's going to get more touches in the regular season. I think he's going to impact the game in a bigger way than Middleton is, and that's why I have him making his second All-Star game ever. He's already made one before,
Yeah,
but
I don't hate that. He was in my honorable
I think it's well
mentions. I
deserved.
also thought about him, but I don't see him as a fan favorite over Middleton. But Middleton also has the injury problems the last couple years of his career,
Mm-hmm.
so that could affect him.
Yeah. Yeah, Middleton missed about half the season last year. Didn't make the. He was a three-time consecutive All-Star before that. Um, and he just didn't look like his full version of himself in the half season that he played. Granted, yes, he was coming back off an injury in the middle of the season, but I don't know. I guess I expecting after half a season of playing, the conditioning's back up, you're back in a rhythm, and Middleton never seemed to regain the rhythm he had when he was a three-time consecutive All-Star. Hopefully hopefully he finds it this year again, because
Yeah,
they'll definitely be needed for the Bucks to go on a title run.
yeah, he's a very fun player to watch. And with that being said, let's move on to the Western Conference. I'll let you start this
This
time.
Western Conference.
So hard.
This Western Conference was absolutely brutal. First of all, the guards in the Western Conference are so good. The fact that I could only pick 5 of them max, I could have gone 10 of them, and I would have been fine with it. The guards are so stacked, and it hurt that I had at least some of these incredible players off. But
Yeah.
yeah, don't flame me in the comments. First, let's go with the starters. I feel like it's even with all the guard talent, I still feel like it's a three-way race for a starting spot. I have the starting spot between Curry, Shea, and Luca. Two of those three start, and I picked Doncic to start because I picked him to win MVP. I feel like those go hand in hand. So it came down between Curry and Shea because of the amount of fans Curry has, and it is a fan vote. I gave him the starting spot. So my starting backcourt in the West is Curry and Luca. My front court, This is more of a risk. I went Kawhi Leonard because I think if he's healthy, he'll show that once again he is one of the best players in the NBA. It's been years since we've seen a healthy Kawhi Leonard. I really hope we do this year, and he's going to show us how good he is. I also have LeBron in the front court. I mean, as long as LeBron's in the league, he'll be an all-star starter just because of the sheer amount of fans he has. But I still feel like his play going into his age 40 season is still high enough to starter, which is absolutely incredible. Really is incredible. The longevity is insane. And then Jokic as the final starter. Two-time MVP, just came off a championship.
Your starting
you
five
cannot include him.
is almost identical to mine, but I'll let you get to your reserves first, and then I'll list mine.
All right. Well, as I mentioned before, my first reserve was Shea, who could very well be a starter this year. He was at 30 points per game scorer last year. And in the East, who would probably be the best guard? Not even going to lie. If Shea was in the East, he'd probably be the number one guard. But unfortunately, he's in the West, which means he's coming off the bench in the All-Star game. My second guard, I have Anthony Edwards, especially after what we've seen him do for Team USA. I think Ant's on the track to superstardom. I think this is going to be the year he breaks out as the number one option on Minnesota. I think it's Anthony Edwards and Shea as my reserve guards. For my front court, I was high on the Pelicans in my preview, so I have Zion, once again, assuming he can stay healthy. He's an all-star. I have KD on the Suns, and I have Karl Anthony Towns. That last front court spot, I wish I could have given it to 5 other guards. I could not think of another front court player as deserved. Maybe AD.
That's fair.
Maybe AD, but I mean, other than between AD and Cat, and I don't know. I was just more pissed that I couldn't give it to a guard than that I couldn't give it to AD.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
I was in the same boat.
All right, my wild cards. Once again, it's another guard that would be the number one guard in the East. I have Devin Booker. I had to leave off the guards I had to leave. I had to leave off De'Aaron Fox, which that was really upsetting to do.
Yeah.
Especially after he made his first last year. And then I have Wemby. I have Wemby as my wild card spot. I think he's popular enough in the NBA, and I think he's going to make enough impact with San Antonio as the number one option to make the All-Star game. Bold take. But I think his numbers are going to be good.
You left out
and with the fandom that he's already generated.
For Wemby and Cat, bro.
Yeah, I did. I did. Well, Cat didn't have a choice.
You put
Cat. I didn't have a choice.
Oh, I had a choice, and I'll show you how my thought process was. You could have put Wemby where Cat was, and then take Cat out entirely.
Yeah, I guess.
And put in another guard.
Yeah. I guess looking back at it now I'm kind of stupid, but hey,
that's okay.
We're the road.
All right,
let me make the All-Star game. Let's go.
All right, my Western Conference predictions. Like I said, my starting lineup's almost identical. I have Steph, Luka, LeBron, and Jokic locked in. Instead of Kawhi, I threw Kevin Durant in there because I feel like he will play more games than Kawhi. But I was between Kawhi and KD. Those were the two guys.
That's a tiebreaker, basically.
Yeah,
because both of them are insanely talented. Yeah. Both of them play for great teams in the Western Conference. Yeah. It's just about health for both of those players.
So my front court.
Best case scenario, we see them both healthy.
My first player in the reserves for the front court was Kawhi. He was the first guy that I thought of. If he's healthy, he's going to make the All-Star game. So I put him at reserves. I put Zion like you did. I think if he also stays healthy with Kawhi, he's going to make it. And then Wembanyama was my final front court spot. He's very similar to my Porzingis pick.
You were flaming me for that?
I was flaming you.
Oh, you're flaming me for Cat.
For Cat and Wemby instead of the guards.
I'll take a flame for that. I feel a little stupid for that, but
I'm not flaming you for Wemby.
I'll take it. That's fair.
That's
fair. That's completely fair.
Yeah, I thought you chose Cat over Wemby, and I was like, okay, like that's not the worst. But then you put Wemby in, then you put both of them in. I was like, what?
That's complete facts. Cat. Honestly, if I could take it now, Cat, you're out of there.
Yeah. So I have Wemby as my final spot because, like you said, it's a fan vote. It'd be fun to see a rookie in there, and Wembanyama definitely has the best chance. We
haven't seen a rookie in the All-Star game since Blake Griffin in 2011. That's the last rookie that's made it.
Yeah, for my two bench reserves for the front court, backcourt, excuse me. I put Shea, obviously. He's a dog. And I put Devin Booker over Anthony Edwards. I think Devin Booker's he's just going to put up more numbers than Ant this year because he plays on a better team. And I think Devin Booker's better than Ant, personally. But that's just me. They're both very good. And, yeah. Up to my wild card spots, right on cue, Anthony Edwards. I forgot about him, but I slid him back in. And then my last spot, I'm giving to De'Aaron Fox. He's so exciting. And I could not leave him out. So the two guards that I left out were Ja, who's missing the first 25 games. That hurt me so bad. Because Ja Morant is an all-star starter type player.
And the excitement he generates every time. Yeah, he's a walking highlight every game.
I left him off.
But yeah, that suspension. I don't think he's even going to make. I don't think he'll play enough games before the All-Star game to qualify.
And then the other guy left off the hurt was Kyrie. It was between Fox and Kyrie for the last spot, and I chose De'Aaron Fox, just because he's the number one option on his team and Kyrie isn't. But
yeah, I need to see the Mavericks prove it before I give them 2 All-Stars. They need to prove they can win together before I give them 2. Luka's good enough to make it regardless of how good his team is. Kyrie needs to show me they can win as a second option, or as option 1B.
Yeah, the West was definitely harder than the East, though. I think.
I feel Jamal Murray would be a starter in the East, and he doesn't even make it in the West.
Whoa,
Paul George got snubbed from the snub list.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. Jamal Murray would not start in the East, bro. Stop that.
You don't
stop that.
Okay, he's a guard.
He's not better than Trae Young, so get that out of
here. You wouldn't take Jamal over Trae Young?
No. God no. Oh my God no. Oh God no.
I don't.
Trae Young's a better shooter. He's a better passer. He's a better ball handler. The only thing that Jamal Murray does better than him is defense. That's it. Trae Young's
I would take Trae, but it's closer than you think. It's much closer than you think.
I don't think so.
I think I will still take Trae, but I think it's very close. Jamal shows out in the playoffs.
I know Jamal Murray and Jokic have insane chemistry, and I'm not debating that. But I don't think the Nuggets would turn down a Trae Young for Jamal Murray trade. I just don't think they would do that. I think Trae Young.
I think they would.
For like team chemistry purposes, they probably would. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like a 1-for-1. I don't think the Denver front office would say this guy's better than Trae Young. I don't. I personally. Trae Young is.
Hey, I'm gonna have to load this up in. I'm gonna have to load this up in 2K and see if it goes through.
Okay, but the second guard spot I gave to Jimmy Butler, who apparently, according to you, isn't a guard, so that's fine. He's not better than Donovan Mitchell. First of all, he's not better than Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Jamal Murray is better than Donovan Mitchell.
No, he's not.
That's where I draw the line. That is where all Donovan Mitchell can do is score. He's a walking bucket, yes. But Jamal's a better playmaker. He's a much better playmaker. He can get a bucket with Jokic anytime he needs. Donovan Mitchell has shot like 30% from 3 in the playoffs and 40% from the field. He doesn't come through in the big moments. You know who does? Jamal fucking Murray.
Okay.
This is not a hot take. This is no. You cannot argue Donovan Mitchell is better than Jamal.
I'm about to argue because Donovan Mitchell's the number one option. No way. He's the number one option. Jamal Murray has Jokic taking all the defensive attention away.
He could be the number one option. Jamal, I feel like, is very capable of handling a number one option.
Stop that, bro.
He's a star. He is an all-star caliber guard in the East. I think borderline all-star starter caliber guard if he was in the East.
Oh, no question. He could be, I think he's just as good as Jalen Brunson, and he could be in the argument for that. He's just as good as Tyrese Halliburton. But you're not saying he's better than Donovan Mitchell. There's no way.
All Donovan Mitchell can do is score. Jamal is a bucket.
What's the difference between a score and bucket? Yeah, he can play make because the players around him are significantly better. He trusts them more to make shots. That's the system he's in. In Cleveland, in Utah, they tell Donovan Mitchell to go score the basketball. That's what they tell him to do. Stop that.
And then he goes out. And gets 15 points on 4 for 22 shooting in the playoffs against the Knicks in the first round.
Yes, he had a bad round. That's correct. Because a good defensive team honed in on the number one option on Cleveland. Whereas Denver had Jokic, Jamal, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown. They have a better head coach.
Jamal averaged 30 points a game for a series. Entire series of 30-plus points.
As the second option. Good for him. Good for him. Okay.
Do you know why I picked Jamal? This is why I picked Jamal. Remember that bubble duel where the Nuggets played the Jazz and it was just Jamal and Donovan going back and forth for 50-point games over and over again?
Yeah.
First of all, the most exciting playoff series I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
That was incredible. Incredible basketball.
Okay, interesting.
I'm not sure if anything will top that.
Okay.
Speaking about that, not a bad top 10 episode for the future. Best playoff series of all time. Second of all, Jamal won that head-to-head interaction. Mostly because of Mike Conley choking that wide open three. But Jamal was the best player on his team in that series. He carried them to that win.
I'm not saying he can't be.
An otherworldly performance from Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell performance was otherworldly that series. Jamal was just a little bit better, and that's why they won.
It's so easy for the court to open up for Jamal Murray when you have Jokic on the floor with him. Like, do you not understand that concept?
I do understand that.
Whereas
concept.
Donovan Mitchell in that series, you know who he had on the court with him? Rudy fucking Gobert. Do you understand that? Okay, there's a difference between Jokic and Gobert. I don't care if Jamal Murray was the best player on his team. I understand he could do that. But it's so much easier for him playing with Jokic. It's so easy.
Do me a favor, and after this, look up the stats of Jokic during that series compared to Murray. Jokic didn't even get to 20 points a game. Didn't get to 6 assists a game. He, I think, just got to 10 rebounds a game. It was like 16, 10, and 5.
I'm looking it up right now on my phone. I'm looking it up right now on my phone.
Do it. Look it up for those series. 2020 series, Denver versus Utah in the bubble. Jamal and Donovan both averaged 30-plus points a game. They were going for 40 and 50 burgers every other night. Phenomenal basketball. Series went to 7 games. Murray was a little more.
You're about to get flamed. Okay, the 2020 Western Conference first round.
First round, yep. Denver versus Utah.
He averaged 26.3 points per game, 8.1 rebounds, and 5.4 assists in 7 games versus the Jazz. So you're gonna tell me that 26, 8, and 5 is not helping out Jamal Murray? Seriously?
And you're gonna tell me Jokic's playmaking ability affects that series that much when he finished with 5 assists a game?
For a center? Your center's getting 5 assists a game? Are you kidding me?
You know who was facilitating those Jokic points? The player who was dropping 40 every other night. Jamal Murray.
You're getting away from what the argument's about. I understand that Jamal Murray was playing great that series, but that's not what we're arguing. We're arguing if he's better than Donovan Mitchell, and I'm saying...
And he is!
No, he's not. Stop.
How can you take another player on the team who he's incredible with and use it against him? That makes absolutely no sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
How can we punish Jamal Murray for having Nikola Jokic? Why are we punishing that?
It's not just Jokic, though. It's everybody else.
I guarantee Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday wouldn't be rated as high on NBA top 100 lists if they weren't on the Bucks with Giannis. They would be much lower. But they're higher because they have a superstar. We can't punish players for having superstars.
Well, that's because they're not as good as these guys. Stop that. Oh my god. No.
They can't help that. That's not up to them to. Okay. That's not up for them to decide who they want to play with, whether they want to be option 1 or 2. You can't punish Jamal for having Jokic on his team. Yes, it does help him, and yes, Mitchell doesn't have that superstar on his team. But you can't knock Jamal Murray for having a 2-time MVP on his team. It just so happens that Jokic is the best passing big man we've ever seen.
Okay.
And that his game pairs with Murray.
I just looked up Jamal Murray's. Okay, I just looked up Jamal Murray's stats for that series. He averaged 31, 6, and 5. So he had the same amount of assists, 2 less rebounds, and 5 more points. That's it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. Yeah, but it's the same as Jokic. Which means
look up to Mitchell. Look at Mitchell. Yeah, because he was the one option. Your argument, he's the one option. He had no other help. So his numbers better blow Jamal's out of the water. Let's see this.
Okay. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for this? Because you're a stat wizard and I'm not. 36 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 5 more points, 1 less rebound, same amount of assists. Stop. He's better than Jamal Murray. He played better than that series. He's a better player. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
I'll take Jamal over Donovan.
Okay, that's fine.
Will.
You take him over Donovan, and you know what? When the game's on the line, I'm giving it to Jokic. I ain't giving it to Jamal Murray, okay? I'm giving it to Jokic.
I mean, just because the player is better doesn't mean don't give it to him. Look, in crunch time, I would never give the ball to Giannis, respectfully. I would give it to Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday.
Stop.
And you're not going to say Giannis isn't a top 3 player in the NBA? He still is. He's not getting the ball in crunch time.
He should.
All right.
He should. That's all I'm saying. Jamal Murray, stop.
All right, well,
a good argument, but
after the heated Jamal and Donovan Mitchell debate, we're going to go into our crunch time segment, blind rankings. You know,
so disrespectful.
I gotta perform well after that. I really gotta perform well after that. I gotta back up my case.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I feel a little extra pressure on me now. Here we go. I'm clutch.
I'm not a stats guy, but the stats just cooked you. So I'm not gonna lie. If we were going based off stats, you just got cooked. Yeah. But I don't do that.
I'm not the eye test guy. But Jamal passes the eye test.
He does, but not more than Donovan Mitchell.
I make
more than Donovan Mitchell.
Guy. I make my cases based off numbers. But this is the one case I'm using the eye test, and I think Jamal is better than Donovan.
Okay. We'll see. Are you ready for the blind ranking?
I am ready for this blind rankings.
Are you mentally prepared for this?
Go off.
All-star blind ranking.
I'm about to go off in this blind.
Okay, number one.
All-star blind rankings. Is that the theme for this one?
No, it's just how it panned out. Darius Garland.
Darius Garland. I mean, great player, but you previewing it as an all-star blind ranking makes me a little hesitant to put him high. Garland's a great player, so I don't want to put him too low. I feel like all-stars can include like washed all-stars. Like, what if Blake Griffin is considered like an all-star blind rankings? And I want to put Garland above him. Okay. Garland's going to go at 6. I feel like it's a safe option.
Number 2, Paul George.
Hey, these are all-star. All right. Paul George might be the best second option in the league. Although we didn't, we had him snubbed from the snub list in our all-star rankings. He wasn't even part of our honorable mentions. Yeah. So I'm gonna put him at 4. I'm putting PG-13 at 4.
Probably the easiest player in a blind ranking ever, Nikola Jokic.
1. Next.
Your boy Jamal Murray.
Jamal. Okay. Do I put him? I don't think he's better than Paul George. He's better than Garland. I'll put him at 5.
Number 5, Terry Rozier.
Okay, Terry Rozier. Definitely the worst player we've had on this list so far. Will I get a worse player? I'm gonna put him at 9.
Okay.
I'm putting him at 9. I feel like this is just a loaded cat.
Number 6, Jason Tatum.
Tatum. I have either 2 or 3 open. Definitely going one of those slots. Will I get a player? Honestly, he's your MVP pick. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and put him at 2.
Yeah, it's not bad. Number 7, Klay Thompson.
I'm gonna put him. Okay, I'm gonna put him below Garland, above Rozier. I have Rozier at 9. I have Garland at 6. So
yes.
Clay's either going 7 or 8. I'm gonna put him at 8.
Okay, that's fine. Number 8, Jonas Valanciunas.
I should have put him at 7. Jonas would have been perfect for 8. Will I get a worse player than Terry Rozier? If not, Jonas has got to go. God. I still have 3 open, so I have 3, 7, and 10. I'm gonna put Jonas at 10. You know, it's not what I wanted to do. I would have rather put him at 8 and Klay at 7, but I think these last 2 are gonna be good. I'm hoping.
Number 9, Tyrese Halliburton.
I'm okay with that. Put him at 3. That could have been worse. That could have been much worse.
What do you have left?
7. I would take Tyrese over Garland. I would take him not over Paul George, but I'll take.
You already said 3.
I think 3. I think 3 is a better spot for him than 7 is.
Yeah.
So I'll keep him at 3.
Damian Lillard.
No, dude. Dame's at 7?
Yeah. He's honestly, in my opinion, this might be a hot take, but he's the second best player on that list. He might be better than Jason Tatum.
You're gonna put Dame over your MVP pick?
Well, seeing as that Dame will probably hold out and play for a shitty team, yes.
Oh, I put Dame at 7. Oh, I should have put Tyrese. I thought you were going to try and bait me and go with a shitty player at 7 at the last player.
You disrespected Clay.
I thought you were trying to bait me.
That's where it all went downhill. You disrespected Clay at 8. That's where it went downhill for you.
Clay was perfect for 8. Clay 8. Terry Rozier 9. Valanciunas 10. That's the perfect last 3.
Who'd you put? Oh, okay.
That's perfect. Those last 3 is perfect. Number 1 and 2, I think, are good.
That's biased.
The middle's a little mixed up.
Yeah, you had.
All right.
You had Halliburton. Okay. Yeah, number 1, Nikola Jokic. Number 2, Jason Tatum. Number 3, Tyrese Halliburton. Number 4, Paul George. Number 5 was Jamal Murray. Number 6, Darius Garland. Number 7, Dame Lillard. Number 8, Klay Thompson. Number 9, Terry Rozier. Number 10, Jonas Valanciunas.
You know what? For the sake of today's episode, I think it's quite fitting that I put Jamal over Damian Lillard.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
You know, I think that fits the narrative. Maybe the title of this episode will even be Donovan Mitchell versus Jamal Murray debate. I think that might have took even more time than the All-Stars did.
Yeah, it probably did. I mean, if Jamal Murray could perform as the number 1 option, then I would hear your argument, but I can't unsee.
We haven't seen it yet, so it is off assumptions. But from what I've seen from Donovan Mitchell, from what I've seen from Jamal Murray, I think he could hold up. Not just hold up, but thrive as a number 1 option.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. I don't know if we'll ever get to see it because he might be playing with Jokic his entire career. Which, I mean, that's probably what's best for him at the end of the day anyways. But from what I've seen, I think Murray can definitely do more than hold his own.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I'm not saying Jamal Murray's a scrub by any means. I just don't think he's as good as Donovan Mitchell. That's all. I know he's a very capable player, and he was very good in the playoffs last year, but when you get to play with the best player in the world for probably one of the best head coaches in the world, yeah, that makes your job a little bit easier. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I see the argument. I just can't knock a player for who they play with. Especially if they didn't choose it. He didn't handpick Jokic.
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying I'm gonna hold that against him. It's not his fault, but
all right. It is part of the. All right, we gotta cut this episode off before I get into another debate again. Before we open this up, we gotta cut this. All right, guys. We all hope you enjoyed these All-Stars predictions. Although it ended up being more of a debate, we hope you enjoyed that as well. Drop a comment. Like if you think Jamal Murray is better. And we'll see you guys on Sunday. We got something exciting planned, so hope you guys tune in for that.
Tune in Sunday. We're planning on having a special guest. More details to come. It'll either be Sunday or next Thursday, but we're hoping for Sunday, so keep that in mind. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. Peace.
Follow the social, subscribe. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace out.